In this example, we have to calculate trend values by 4-yearly moving average and for the following data. Okay, so these are your X or T values, which is the time value from 1981 to 1988, and we have the data on production, which is in 1000, 13,000, 18,000, and so on. So when using a 4-yearly moving average, as we've discussed the steps earlier, just remember these 4 steps. Okay, it makes it much easier to calculate the sum. So your first focus is to find 4-year moving totals. And next is to find 4-year uncentered moving average. The third step is to find 2-year moving totals. That is where centering begins. Then you divide the totals by 2 to get the trend values. So you note down the X and Y values or the data as it is given. So your first step is to find 4-year moving totals. So 4-year moving totals. Remember, this is an even year moving average. So when you're trying to find the totals, what happens is first of all, we're using a 4-year moving average, which means we're dividing or we are taking a group or subset of 4 years. And because it's even period moving average, what happens is when we find the total will lie in between the middle year of a group, which means, let's say for the first group from 1981, 82, 83, 84, the middle years are 1982 and 83. The moving total, the 4-year moving total, will lie between 82 and 83. So we do not know to which year should we assign the value, either to 1982 or 83. It is only when we have centered, then we will know. Then only we will know which year or which value will be it is only after centering that we will know, which year we will assign the value. Okay, so for each group of 4 years, we have to center. So let us take the first group of 4 years. Here we have 1982, 83, 84, and these are the values. So we add these values, and we know that it will lie between the middle of 1982 83, so somewhere here. So you add these values for the first group or subset of 4 years, and you get 67. Then we move to the next group. So let me write these brackets closer, so that as you go down you will have more space. So let's, for the first group of 4 years, value will lie in between 1982 83, because these are the middle years of this first group or subset of 4 years. So this gives me a total of 67. Then the next group of 4 years, which is 1982 83 84 85, and we add the values, and the values will lie in between 1983 and 1984, because these are the middle years of this group. So the total, we have 18 plus 15 plus 21 plus 23, which is equal to 77. Then the next group of 4 years, which is 1980, which is from 1983, 84, 85, 86. So the middle years are 84, 85. So the value will be in between these years. So you add 15, 21, 23 plus 20, which is 79. Then we move to the next group of 4 years. From 1984, 85, 86. For this group, 85, 86 are the middle years, so it will be like in between here. So you have 21, 23, 20, 24, which will give us 88. And the next group, 4 years, 1985, 86, 87, 88. And in this group, we know that 1986 and 19 87 are the middle years, so the value or the 4-year moving total will lie in between these years. So 23, 20, 24 plus 27, which will give us a total of 94. So that is the last value, because we do not have any more values below this. Okay, so the next step is to find the 4-year uncentered moving average. Uncentered, so which means here, because you are finding the average, it means we are dividing the total by the number, and we already here we are taking a group of 4 years, so the number is 4. So the 4-year uncentered moving average. Uncentered moving average. So 67 divided by 4 gives us a total of 16.75. Then 77 divided by 4 gives us 19.25. Then 79 divided by 4, we have 19.75, and 88 divided by 4 gives us 22. 94 divided by 4 equal to 23.5. The next step is to find 2-year moving totals, or a 2-period moving total. Okay, so 2-year, or let's call this a 2-period moving total. This is the same, but we want to be correct textbook wise. 2-period moving total. Total means we are adding something now, so we're taking a 2 period. So in this case we're taking 2 years. Okay, which means because these are the different totals, or these are the different totals and these are the averages. Now we'll just add the averages. So we add this and this, but it is here where we begin to center, where we're able to assign the value to a certain year. So if you remember, this is in between 1982-83. This is in between 1983-84. So now this 2-period moving total of 16.75 and 19.25 will be in between, will lie in between. If we add these two up, it will lie in between, and we get 36. And this, if you notice, corresponds with 1983. Then we move to the next value, or the next 2-period moving total, which is 19.25. This 2-period moving total is a 2-period moving total of these averages. Again, next we move to these two averages. We have 19.25 plus 19.75. We get 39, and this corresponds with the year 90, or coincides with the year 1984. Then the next group, 1975 plus 22, 19.75 plus 22, we get 41.75. This corresponds with 1985. And the next 2-period moving total, we take the values 22 plus 23.2, we get 45.5, which corresponds with the year 1986. So the last step is simply dividing these totals by 2, and that is how we get the trend value. So your trend values here will be 36 divided by 2. Okay, so which means we are finding the average once again. So because there are 2 values here, so divided by 2, the total divided by 2, so we get 18. Then 39 divided by 2, we get 19.5, and 41.75 divided by 2, we get about approximately 0.87, and lastly 45.5 divided by 2, we get approximately 22.75. So these are your trend values. So this column here is where you calculate your trend values, and these are your trend values: 18, 19.5, 20.87, 22.75, and 18 corresponds with the year 1983, 19.5 with the year 1984, 20.87 1985, 22.75 1986. So what you notice is that in case of a 4-year moving average, the first 2 years and the last 2 years are left out. If it was a 6-year moving average, the first 3 years and the last 3 years will be left out. Okay, so if we're using a larger or a longer period of moving average, more years will be left out. But if we use a 6-year moving average, the procedure will not change. It's the same, but instead of 4 groups, you're taking 6 groups. Okay, then instead of dividing by 4, we're dividing by 6. Then we add them up, we divide by 2. It's the same thing. Okay, the number of groups only changes.